Hey guys, what's up? I'm Enrique, and this is Easy Things to Draw. Today I'm going to go on kind of on another question here, and I'm just going to be doodling, by the way, on my own over here, just so you're not looking at absolutely nothing while I'm doing this stuff. So I'm just going to be kind of doodling myself as I talk about this. I am going to be talking about, do you need expensive art supplies when you're doing art, when you're starting art, if you're in the middle of your intermediate, whatever you are, do you need expensive supplies? That's a beginner question, right? I hear that all the time. I experienced it. I'll tell you my experience with this. This is just my opinion, so don't go nutty with me. It's just my opinion, just what I've seen. Before you do, please, if you like learning how to draw, your favorite characters, you like drawing tips, you like any of that stuff, please hit the subscribe button and also click the little bell icon, because that actually tells you when a video that I put out comes out. If you don't do that, it won't do that. So that's weird how YouTube works. So let's kind of get into it. Do you need expensive supplies? The answer is going to be all over the place. If you need, do you need expensive supplies to just do what you need to do? No, I don't think so. Not at all. I mean, will it make it easier? Probably. And I would say that for sure will probably be true. It will make it easier. And that answer is actually a little bit difficult, so I will kind of try to explain the probably answer. So when you're starting out, you're starting out, you're doing your thing, you're brand new, all you really need to do to get better really is put in, I mean, there's a lot of things you need to do, right? You need to learn the basics, you're putting in the mileage, you're doing a lot. But I don't think you're going to really utilize I would say a high quality art product, for example, toward the beginning of your drawing career, because you're just trying to get your foot on the ground. You're not really going to need that expensive stuff in the beginning, because you're probably just going to waste it. You might as well just use junk, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Then when you start to kind of vaguely know what you're doing a little bit, I would definitely try to upgrade. I would get better quality stuff, because then that learning process will be a lot smoother. And I'll give you a couple of examples of what I'm talking about. I don't know, I'm drawing here, I'm just drawing some made up dinosaur. So what I mean by that is, let me show you something. I'll show you a micron. So this is a micron, right? It's a Pigma micron. This guy is, I think, in my opinion, the best quality of these types. I don't know what you call these exactly. I believe they're called fountain pens. I'm not totally sure. But, as opposed to this ballpoint pen where I can kind of be wispy with it, it's almost like a pencil. So you can kind of be wispy and then go real dark. Right here, that thing touches paper. That is down for the most part. That is a strong ink dot there. But I've toyed around with a lot of different brands of this, and the cheaper ones, like this, of these types, the real cheap ones, I think, are trash, and I think it will kind of hinder progress, in my opinion, if you're at an intermediate level. If you're at the beginning, like I said, you're just trying to learn, it don't matter. But in the intermediate, when you're really you're trying to, think about perspective and all that stuff, anatomy, all that stuff, you don't want to drag a drying up pen, because a lot of these cheaper ones, I noticed, dry up really, really fast, and I hate it. And you might spend more money, even though they're cheap, sometimes, because I think a big packet of these might be expensive. I don't remember how much. I think each of these are like $2 if you go to Blick or online. And I think I don't know what a pack costs, to be honest. Depends how big, because some of them come in packs of 5. Some come like in this humongous box set, like freaking a lot of money. It's kind of up to you, like what you want. I don't really have links to any of that stuff, to be honest. I'm not that kind of dude. But if you do have any specific questions on what kind, I would definitely get in this particular, I'd get the Micron. Just go on Amazon, or just go to the store. They'll have them all over the store, honestly. Michael's. So when it comes to that, yeah, that's true. Even this marker I use, and you guys have seen me use this marker a lot for like different videos on this channel and other channels. I use this marker a lot. A lot of the reason why I use this, and I'll say it again here, I use this thing, the Faber-Castell PITT Artist Pen, big brush. It's a big fat brush, right? The reason I like using that thing, oh man, I got some ink on myself. The reason I like using this thing is because it doesn't have this horrible, nasty smell that a Sharpie does. Sharpie's cheaper, right? Sharpies are really cheap. But this thing doesn't have that horrible smell, and it actually pulls a lot better. Like, the strokes are a lot better, and it lasts longer. This thing's like really thick. It lasts longer than most of them, you know? It's probably like 3 Sharpies worth, I would say, of ink in this thing, you know? But it's not, it doesn't smell like garbage. So that's like a fat marker. Pens, if you look at this pen, even the one I'm holding right now, this is my favorite pen. I say it all the time. This is the what is this called? The Zebra F301. I always use this pen, and the only reason I use it is because it has a very fine tip. You have to actually get the fine tip version, but the fine tip version is amazing, you know? But it's not that different from a regular ballpoint pen that you get, like, let's say for free at a gas station or wherever, Geico, I don't know. You know, you get like a free, like, really lumpy one. It's not that different. The only difference is that this tip is finer, you know? And I would say price-wise, it is comparable, you know? It is worth the thin, wispy tip of this thing. It is. I think this thing's like $5 and when there's 2 of them. So it's not too bad. And then we're talking about quality. I don't use markers that much. I do use a lot of the... hold on. Let me grab something. It's right in front of my face. Hopefully you can see this. So these things, the Copic markers, right? I was using these a lot in school, and this is, I think, one of the biggest... how do you say this? One of the biggest differences in quality would be the cheap wannabe versions of these, and then these. Copic is great. Prismacolor is great. Those are great brands. I think those are more expensive as well. So I guess in marker, that matters so much, in my opinion. Just my opinion from using those. Like Copic are great. I used a bunch. I haven't used these honestly since I was in school, like a couple years ago. I barely use Copic. I mean, I barely use the markers because I'm using digital all the time. That's why I move that over there. Excuse me, sorry. So that would be that in marker. I think it matters a lot more in marker. So some mediums it matters more than others. Paint, acrylic, I'll just say that because I don't have any acrylic in front of me. Acrylic paint, that also matters. Sometimes you have this really gooey, nasty, like for example, cheap acrylic paint will have this really gross texture. It'll be like gack or something. It'll just be gross. I don't know what it is. It won't slide on smooth, that kind of paint. I like cheap paint. But if you have something like Winsor Newton, I don't know if Winsor Newton, yeah, Winsor Newton, and I would say paint, it matters as well. Like that kind of stuff, the good quality stuff will help you learn faster because you're not fighting the medium so hard. You know, you don't want to fight the materials, right? You want to actually learn, you know. You know, you want to learn the process and not fight the materials. Let's see, I was just doing some bizarre crest here. Not really sure how to... Just making stuff up here. Oil, I haven't used oil enough. Gouache, some cheaper gouache, which is very similar to watercolor. Some of the cheaper gouache kind of dries. When it dries, gouache is a type of paint, by the way, guys. If you guys don't know, I mean, I'll tell all 2 people that use gouache that are watching me right now about this really quick, because nobody really uses gouache, right? I use gouache, but nobody does, it seems like. And it's the stuff Alex Ross paints in, gouache. And but sometimes when that dries, it'll dry and it'll look crappy, like the crappy gouache. Sorry about the word, but it'll look bad with a bad gouache. And then if you do it with the good one, it'll just dry and it'll look better and richer, so that matters as well. Watercolor, I don't think it matters at all. I can use baby watercolor. That one I think it does not matter at all, in my opinion. Watercolor, I think you can use anything. I mean, obviously it'd probably be a better idea to use the you know, not the kids one, but you know, you could just do it with the other one. What else? Kind of just going down the line, I think of the tools I use. Digital. Use Photoshop. Don't do any other janky program. I know a lot of people use other stuff, but most people use digital. I mean, use Photoshop. Definitely use Photoshop if you're using digital. Colored pencil, use Prismacolor. They blend better. Prismacolor. Let me. I think I had those right here. Prismacolor. These things for colored pencil. I know we're bouncing around all over the place. These things, they blend a lot better than regular colored pencil, than the kids one. You know, because I use the kids one sometimes for demos. But I mean, these things are they'll blend together so good. These things are worth it. My God, get those if you like. You know, if you want to blend stuff with colored pencil. But if you want to do just basic coloring, that's fine. Use like the kids' colored pencils, the Crayola stuff, which is what I use on, which is what I use sometimes, you know, for demonstrations, because I'm just coloring flat. Let's see, digital. Okay, with the Wacom tablets, that doesn't matter. You can use the cheapest of the cheapest. If you know what a Wacom tablet is, it is that thing that you connect to the computer, you know, to kind of draw on the computer with Photoshop. What else am I looking for? I'm not really sure. I think that should be about it, actually. If you have any other ones, if I missed a medium, let me know. So I'm saying all these things because some people are going to have different different preferences, right? So the way I see it overall is, in the very, very beginning, you just use anything. Who cares? Like, I mean, you're starting up. You don't know if you're going to make this like a big hobby or not. You don't know if you're going to make this a career. Maybe you try drawing, you don't even like it, right? So why buy expensive stuff for it? You're going to leave there sitting in your garage, and you're going to look at it in 20 years. And you'll be like, oh, I remember that time I was painting in high school or college or whatever. Oh, that was great. You know, but you just threw that money away. Don't do that. In the beginning, just buy, in my opinion, this is just my advice, just buy junk. But then when you see that you like it, buy some good stuff. You know, I would say buy some good stuff. It'll last longer. The quality's better. That's another thing. A lot of that stuff lasts longer, too. A lot of the good quality stuff tends to last a lot longer. Whatever it is, paint, oil, ink. You know, I don't know what it is. Just some of these cheaper of markers, for example, they just dry out fast. Even though there's a lot of ink in there, it won't reach the tip, or it just lets it out too fast or something. So that would be my opinion. And then later on, I think when you're like a little like intermediate to advanced upper level, you don't care. you like, I've seen guys. You've seen those murals, right? They draw on sand. You know, they'll use a stick with sand. They'll do these crazy things with that. That dude who he makes murals in the dust on a windshield. You ever saw that? That's crazy. Or just this dude that would have salt. He would use salt and I forget what, like a brush with salt or something. That's another thing. Brushes kind of somewhat matter, somewhat don't. Anyways, that's about it. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of just all over the place right now. So I was going to say my opinion is, you know, as so. So it's kind of like a maybe. Expensive stuff will help you, but it's not necessary. If you're asking if it's necessary, it's not at all necessary. That would be my short answer. That's pretty much it. I've already been talking way too long. Sorry, guys. Haven't had a ramble in a while. Maybe I'll label this video Enrique's rambling, but I didn't even get any drawing done. I was just talking, thinking about talking. I was just thinking about what's up. So I'm going to be updating, I'll say about twice a week. I've been kind of delaying on stuff. I've been working on a lot of different projects. I'm trying to work on a book right now, a drawing book. And I've also been doing a lot of commissions and things like that. But I haven't forgot this. Of course, I check this every day. And I'll see you guys in a few days, all right? See you later. Oh, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon when you do. Talk to you later.